the actress whom Marilyn Monroe tried to imitate. Who was the blonde bombshell? Most people would say Marilyn Monroe, but she wasn't the first to use that moniker. In fact, her style wasn't entirely her own. Before Marilyn, there was Jean Harlow. She was also dubbed the blonde bombshell, but her story was as tragic as Marilyn's. Harleen Harlow Carpenter came from humble beginnings. She was born in Kansas City, Missouri, in the family of a dentist. As a child, Harleen was nicknamed the Baby. She didn't know her real name until she was 5. She went by that name during her TV days. Harleen's career started without her even trying. One day she was waiting for a friend outside Fox Studios. She was approached by a studio executive. Harleen told him to get lost, but her mother convinced her to give Hollywood a try. So Harleen went to Central Casting. She signed in under her mother's maiden name, Jean Harlow. She was flooded with offers. Her big break came in 1930 with the war epic Hell's Angels. Jean played the lead. Hell's Angels became the biggest movie of the year. Harlow's most famous feature was her platinum blonde hair. She was the one who coined the term. Howard Hughes loved it. He promoted Harlow in one of his movies. Hughes advertised her hair color as platinum. In 1930s Hollywood, dyeing your hair was almost scandalous. Harlow claimed her platinum blonde locks were completely natural. They were not. She was reportedly using ammonia, Clorox, and Lux soap flakes. She had to dye her hair weekly. This caused immense damage to her naturally darker hair. Harlow's personal life was even more tragic. She first married at just 16 before she was an actress, but her husband didn't want her to be a movie star. She tried to balance her career and marriage, but eventually, the marriage fell apart. Marilyn Monroe had a similar experience with her first husband. In 1932, Harlow married MGM executive Paul Byrne. It was a loving marriage, but it lasted just 2 months. Byrne's ex-wife, Dorothy Millett, shot him dead. She jumped off a ferry afterward. Harlow began a highly public affair with boxer Max Baer. He was married to actress and socialite Dorothy Dunbar. MGM didn't want another scandal, so they had Harlow marry cinematographer Harold Rawson. The two were friends, and Rawson went along with the plan. They quietly divorced. 8 months later, in 1937, aged 26, Jean Harlow died from kidney failure. She had been sick for a long time, but MGM continued to exploit her. Harlow was buried in a pink negligee she'd worn in Saratoga. A gardenia was placed in her hand. The inscription on her crypt reads, "Our baby." But Jean left a legacy behind. One of her biggest fans was Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn even hoped to play Harlow in a 1953 biopic, but once she read the poorly written script, she refused.
I hope they don't do that to me after I'm gone.
Marilyn told her agent. The film never materialized. Darrell Rooney, Harlow's biographer, put it this way.
Jean Harlow was Marilyn Monroe's idol. If there hadn't been a Jean Harlow, there never would have been a Marilyn Monroe.